Hey everybody, welcome to the video. I'm out in the woods today. It just got done raining. I'm sure it'll rain some more. But just to give you a look around here, we're pretty far out right now. I stopped to check the compass, and my goal is to stay away from pine this time. I want to be around hardwood, so let's get moving on. Okay, we found our spot. I am in the pines a little bit. There's hardwood out here. We'll see that we're on the top of a mountain. We can see down. So that's awesome. A nice view. I'm soaking wet. It hasn't rained since I've been out. It rained before on my way here, but so my gear's a little wet. My jacket's wet. I can feel. My camera equipment's probably wet. But I'm just going to get settled in here. It's going to have to do. There are widow makers, but they're leaning that way. They're leaning in other directions downhill, so we're going to be fine. Okay, let's get into the gear. I'm just pulling off my blanket here. I found a piece of bark to set it on for the meantime so it doesn't soak up more moisture from the ground. It's a little damp. So I've got that. I've got a little something for later. My hoodie, water, is what I'm after right now. A cook kit, a tarp, we're gonna need that. And gonna need our hammock. Just doing up tightening my quick release here. Tighten this one up a bit. I think that's good right there. That's right for me. We'll have the fire right up here. This is all dead, so it doesn't bother me if I have to keep that away. Okay, so let's get our ridge line up. Some 550 paracord. Taut line hitches on both sides, maybe just one, we'll see. Okay, so there's one taut line hitch. And no, I did not wear my belt knife on the way in. I want the line to be a little longer so I can use it in trees that are further apart. So I'm just gonna take the whole thing and say, that's good there, right? But I wanted a little more than that. I've got tons of paracord. I wanted it quite a bit longer. That's good. We'll take it right there. Get my knife in there. And I did bring a lighter this time because I want to burn the end. I think I brought a lighter. No lighter last time. Just burn the edge. Burn the end, excuse me, not the edge. Burn the tip so it stays together nicely and the internal cords don't pop out. And we'll get, where are we here? Okay. You want to go up about this high. That, perform another taut line, put a little slack in that, And I'm not paying attention, so I don't know if I did the taut line right, but we'll see here in a moment. I know you can't see this, but putting a lot more tension on the line. That's just right there. Perfect. It's not level, but it's a good start. I could bring this down a little bit, not too much further past the branches, but there, yeah, that made it level, and we can adjust that side if we need to. What I'm doing now is making a pressing knot. I don't know how you do it, but this is how I do it. There's one. Let's make sure that works first. It might be a little small. Okay, so my tarp here. I've also started doing little quick release knots here on the ends. If you've seen my videos in the past, you've probably seen me fighting with that before. So I just want to get this up for now. Some of this is going to have to come down. Some of these trees, some of this over here, but I want to do as less damage as possible. Let's try this. Yeah, these twigs are in the way. Looking for that corner. There we go. Okay, I'm still with you. So I've tied on one of the pressing knots here. Let me bring you in closer. What I'm going to do here is grab a stick. Probably not the best stick. So take the loop in our tarp. No, I'm sorry. Bring our pressing knot through the loop in the tarp. And there we have it. Okay, look at that. How much tension? But if I just pull the knot, boom, we've got tension. Now, my tarp might be a little too big, but we'll find out on the other side here. I'm gonna tie up my second pressing knot here. I have a little bit of a longer piece of cordage. And you know, everybody seems to have a different way of doing things. This is how I'm doing things today. Tie your knot right at the end. Let me bring you over closer to the ridge line now. We'll see how this goes. What I do is I go around once, around twice, and around the third time. That's our pressing knot right here. Here's our loop. Notice if we, look at that, how much force I'm using. But if I grab the knot, it slides. Okay, so we're gonna hook that up to, I'm gonna put the loop here through the loop in my tarp. And I'm gonna put a stick right through it. And that, look at that. That's not going nowhere. I'm pulling tight on that. So if you grab the knot and slide it so we can have tension with our tarp. I think I already mentioned this, but I bundle my cords now on my corners. I just leave them on and just unravel them. Pretty cool. It prevents them from getting tangled up in the tarp. Along with having them bundled, I have a taut line hitch on this end for loosening and tightening. And then I just put another taut line on that end. I just tie it at camp. That way you just drive a stake into the ground and you can adjust from that end too. Okay, so different ways to have different lengths. A lot of people like to have solid stakes. My concept is that if it can stick in the ground, then it'll work. So maybe not that piece. This is just some old mountain laurel. Maybe it's a different kind of wood. I believe this is mountain laurel as well. And as weak as it is, I usually don't even sharpen them. Sometimes I do. But as weak as that is, that'll serve its purpose for a stake. Just gather up 4 stakes of your liking and you're good to go. Good to pin this thing down. Now if you notice up here, it looks like our center line is leaning over. That's perfectly fine. That's why we have these taut lines here. So we're gonna need to break off some of these sticks and twigs back here. I just want to get it started. So that looks about right. Something like that. Our setup right now is fine. However, if you want to see it fine-tuned, we'll loosen this. We'll loosen this. And I don't want to loosen it too much because I want it to be tight. There we go, that looks good. Let's get the other side. Alright, let's get around. Move that center line. Tighten this one. Yeah, and that's pretty close. And that's good enough for me. If you want the center of your tarp to be on the center of your ridge line, feel free to adjust as much as you want. But this is good for me. I'm not even going to move the sticks here. I want to leave the place untouched as much as possible. However, what I am going to do is find a stick to bring this up. We're going to be putting our fire down here. I don't want it that close to the tarp, and I don't want it close to these pine trees. So we'll have our fire down there. Just got to find me a good stick. Had my eyes on this up from camp up here. I don't know. It doesn't have to be strong. I think that's going to do it. Yep, that works for me. It can't be this simple. Okay, it's going to work just fine. Think. Maybe I should have got it a little longer, but Yeah, I probably should have, but that works for me. That's good. Alrighty. Okay, my first time to really settle in. Grab me a water. Even though it poured rain all day, I'm thirsty. And I'm getting cold, believe it or not. But yes, I made it. It rained when I left my house. It rained the whole way here. Pulled up, started squeezing up into the mountains, and it died off for me. And I think there was a little light rain here and there pushing out here, but I'm dry for the most part. I mean, from my chest up, I should say. My pants are soaked, pushing through the weeds and everything. Believe it or not, though, it's getting chilly. I don't know what time it is. I literally woke up later than I wanted to, and hit the door. Grabbed my gear, threw it in my automobile, and hit the road. But next up, after I get my water break, after I get done rambling around here, I'm gonna get some firewood. I saw hardwood coming in that I may backtrack for. I see a couple pieces of hardwood over here that's literally right next to me. Not a lot though, the bottom of the log's rotted. Sorry about that, I couldn't wait. But yeah, gonna get the fire down a ways, downhill a little bit. There's a little level down there. I don't want it, I think I mentioned this before, but I don't want it up near the tarp. Yeah, perfect spot. That view is kind of going downhill, looking out over the forest. It's so beautiful. Same thing this way. I don't know if you saw my last video, but I said I was gonna push out further. So here we are. All right, firewood. Here's this piece of firewood I was talking about, right next to the tarp. Oh wow, I thought it snapped off from the rest of the tree down here, but this is all soggy down that way. This is what we're after. Yeah, perfect. I don't know if I want to take, the stump's going to be a little bit rotten. I think I'm just going to cut it right here. Okay, we'll take it. Stubborn. Okay, that looks good. It's a gnarly piece of hardwood. There is some rot on the bottom, but take what we can get. Okay, this is approximately where I'm going to have my fire. Actually, right here. It's a little ledge I mentioned. I guess we'll just start from the thick end here. Usually I like to start from the thin end, but it's just way gnarly. And I want to get some of that out of the way. Oh, forgot work gloves. I'll get through this one, I promise. But yeah, it's pretty dense, guys. Pretty dense. Huh? Works for me. There's the other end. It's a nice piece. Super heavy. Anyways, to chop this up, be right with you. Oh, gloves! Ah. What am I doing with this? There we go. That's a beauty right there. Cut that right at the gnarly end. It's bouncing away. Bouncing away on me. Oh yeah. Stuff's gonna burn nice, even though it's damp. It's gonna burn nice. Okay, I broke down and snapped a pine branch. I do have fat wood, but I know you guys are sick of me using fat wood probably, so everything's super damp, super wet. So, see if we can get by with some feather sticks. I'm just going to go around quickly, shave this dampness off. And that'll pop right off any second here. To get our fire going tonight. I'm gonna gather up some more of that. Get the fire going. I probably should be saving the twigs, but I need feathers. And I'll split some of this down too. Again, just get the damp bark off if you can. You may choose to do this to get the bark off, but I find just scraping it works just as well. And you see how we have that little notch there? And it's kind of bowed like that? That's how I like to start my feather sticks. And it might take you a moment to get your groove. But once you find it, you can really feel it. And we'll get smaller pieces like that. Smaller pieces. Just like that. Put them up on my glove. Get them as small as you can. Just like that. And that'll help out quite a bit. A little damp on the outside, but it's not going to matter because it's hardwood. We're going to split this up a little bit to help keep the fire going. I'm going to have to collect some more smaller stuff, but I know people say it's ridiculous, but if you can get just any dampness off, or wetting us off, why not? Line that guy up and give it a good knock. There. And we can start to split that stuff down. Help get our fire going. Again, this is a harder wood, so it's going to be a little harder to split, but right there, that's what you're looking for to put on top of your pine. I'm going to set that on the glove. Try a little bit more on this one. I could have a better chopping log here, to be honest, but another little piece, hardwood. The goal is to ignite the hardwood. Right? That one, just keep like that. This one here, we'll try to split down again to get smaller pieces than we did before. Okay, success. Partial success, okay? Better than no success at all. Let's chop this down. All I'm trying to do is get smaller pieces of hardwood. I'm just going to keep refining them, keep splitting them down. Because like I said, that pine isn't going to burn long. Just little pieces like that are really going to help. Hardwood. See, that's perfect right there. Get surgical if you have to. See? That's going to be a major help right there. Little pieces like that. Okay, we should be golden now. Let's give this a shot. I know I said we were going to start the fire, but now we're really going to start the fire. There, got a nice mixture of pine and hardwood. Gotta hurry up though. Get some bigger stuff on. Yeah, like this here. Piece of hardwood. Get that drying out, because it's still very damp. Oh, there goes that. It's alright, we're still good. I might have to stomp this one out real quick. Maybe. And as you know, I like to shave off the dampness on the outside, as I've said a million times. You're probably getting tired of me saying that. Should probably split that down, but I think that'll be all right. It's good hardwood here. And we're good. That'll go. That'll give me time to get more firewood, more smaller stuff. Looks like it's starting to get dark out, guys. It's coming. Just starting to come in. Yep. Nice mixture there. Yeah. Cut some of this up here, or maybe stomp it out. Just get it drying anyways. And we'll get some drier, smaller stuff to put on it as well. Give it one last stoke. Even though everything's soaking wet, I still want to start pushing the debris away from the fire. I probably should have done that beforehand. I mean, the ground's soaking wet, and it's probably going to rain tonight and tomorrow, but I'd rather be safe. Best practices. That's good. That fire ain't going anywhere. Happy with that. It's always a major accomplishment for me when I get the fire going and I'm done. And probably can't tell on camera, but we're losing light. I haven't eaten all day. I've circled the fire with my logs, wet logs. This can be enough to get me through the night, or through cooking anyways. So yeah, that'll help dry out my firewood, and all is well. I didn't overdo it. That was pretty good. Pretty good for a sirloin. I love the sound of the place at nighttime. So it's pretty good. Didn't overdo it. The seasoning tastes nice. Not as tender. Very good though, very good. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Considering it's a sirloin. Great night. Awesome sounds. Loving it. Hey, thanks for hanging in there with me today. Gonna call it a night. See you in the morning. Hey, good morning everybody. Rained all night. I was shivering all night. I broke down my pillow to lay on the bottom of my hammock because my bottom was getting cold. I was shivering. I'm cold now, still cold. I don't know why it's so cold. I guess it's that time of year. But yeah, I mean, I was up at sunrise. I have no idea what time it is now, but I've been in and out a couple times. Alright, no coffee, no fire, so second best thing. Got some hydration mix that I'm gonna need anyways. Unless it's already soaked. It's not though. Some of that. Let me get a quick slam of water real quick. And then we'll electrify this bad boy. Another thing I want to show you too, before I do that, I had been holding one of these in my bag for months. I would say at least 4 trips. I finally bought another one the other day just to try it, just so I could have one on the trip. And in fact, they are very good. That's 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates. That's what it says on it. And the first bite was like, ugh, I almost spit it out. But then after I started chewing on it, it really wasn't all that bad. So I brought in purchased bottled water, and then I bought in tap water. This is purchased, so that's why I'm saving this. If I get to where I'm comfortable, I'm up higher. I got another story for you too, but I'm up higher, so I want to keep as much water on me until I get to, okay, I know where I'm at. I'm good, right? So what I was gonna say is I was gonna dump the tap water when I get there. I forget where I was going with the story. Other than, I remember now. when last time I was here, further down, it started raining, and I have one of those cheap compasses that aren't waterproof, and so the needle or the disc stuck, and I literally had no idea where I was, like what direction I was going. Finally, after 10 minutes of shaking it and balancing it, I finally got it to align right to my position. I was facing, by the time I got to where I thought I was in the totally opposite position. I'd have been in serious trouble if I wouldn't have got that compass to work. But a little story for you about the last trip out here. Sorry if I'm wasting your time, but yeah. Here's that bar I was talking about, and they are good. Once you get past your first bite and you taste all the mixture in there, good stuff. You know, for breakfast, an electrolyte drink and a good power bar, I'm set. I was thinking, man, I want to get a fire going, get a coffee going, but no, this is good. Plenty of flavor. Just hanging out, figuring out what I'm going to do, if anything, today. Everything's dry. It rained all night, of course, and so I'm good. Everything's dry, I'm happy. My feet are a little bit wet, and my jacket's wet just from pushing through the bush yesterday. But yeah, great trip. Happy I made it back. Kind of actionless today. Been in deep thought all morning. And I've accomplished a lot. Kind of where I always pictured myself being. This type of forest just rubs me. It's like making a cat purr. That's all I could say. So, with that being said, I'm going to heading home. I've reached the feeling that I came for, which was peacefulness, oneness, completeness. And I can't ask for any more. I mean, just look at this. No sounds, no wind, no people, no pollution. Just nature at its finest. So beautiful. I had a great time, a great trip as always, and of course, we'll see you next time. And please subscribe. See you next time.